and welcome to the Hot Seat of College Football Show. I am Trent, your host, on a rainy afternoon, 12 hours away from kickoff, as we are approaching week 11 of the college football season. We have multiple monster matchups for this week. Ohio State's playing Purdue. If you are an Ohio State fan, I released a video this morning on my prediction of Ohio State versus Purdue. I'm going to link it right here. Make sure you go watch that video and hit the like button. I really want that video to do well. Yeah, we had a lot of good games this week. Predicting wise, we are 62 of 104. We are at 60%. Yes, this week's slate maybe is not the best, but honestly, in the past couple of years, it's always the weeks that we don't even have good slates. That's when we get great slates. If you remember last year, Bama Vanderbilt was on one of the weeks where it's like nobody cares. Notre Dame, Northern Illinois was on one of those weeks. There was another one. I think when Ole Miss lost to Florida, or when we lost to Florida, that was one of those weeks where it's like you don't expect anything, and you have a monster upset. So yeah, let's get into some of the predictions for this game. Again, Ohio State versus Purdue. If you want to go see that video, I'm not going to get into this video. Go watch my video that I did about that. So let's start off with our noon game. And actually, real quick thing, the scheduling for this week is horrible. All the good games are bunched up, and then there's literally nothing at night. BYU, Texas Tech, Texas A&M, Missouri, Oregon, Iowa, Tulane, Memphis, Indiana, Penn State. All of these games are either Friday night or they are noon to 3:30. The only games on at night are Notre Dame, Navy, and Alabama, LSU, which I don't think that's going to be a great game. Maybe it can be an okay game. That's not what that game was probably going to be a couple weeks ago. Obviously, LSU firing Brian Kelly. So let's just start. BYU heading on the road to face Texas Tech. Texas Tech is currently a 10.5 point favorite. They are huge favorites over BYU. BYU actually is undefeated, and actually they are ranked higher, but I think just the combination of DJ Bailey and the linebacker that Texas Tech has, that defense, I think is actually a top 10 defense in all of college football, not just the Big 12. So I think this game, could be really good. This is what I don't understand. This isn't the big noon game. Indiana Penn State is. And we're having a top 10 matchup at noon. It's why? Oh my God. Why? What are we doing? And that's the other thing, is the Big 12 is always on, Fox. This game's on ABC, which means if you have YouTube TV, you're not going to be able to watch. Oh my God. This YouTube TV thing is so stupid. It actually pisses me off so much. But, yeah, Texas Tech, Baird Morton is back. Hammond did an okay job when he was starting. Obviously, he was the quarterback when they lost to Arizona State. He actually is out for the season, and so is the third stringer, I think. So it is Baird Morton. If Baird Morton goes out again, their season's probably over. But Rodriguez was the linebacker for Texas Tech I was thinking of. But DJ Bailey, the linebacker, he might be he could be the best linebacker in the country with Arvell Reese. But with BYU, Baird Bachmeier, he was a true freshman receiver wearing number 47. He is the first freshman ever to start for BYU, obviously because BYU has the, the Mormon mission thing. So he's actually going to be the starting quarterback after they kicked out Jake Retzloff for that stupid ass. I get why, and I'm not going to push back. It's stupid reason, but, that's the rules. So now he's at Tulane, and actually he'll be facing Memphis tonight, so we'll get into that game too. But yeah, BYU has been very impressive. They have not had the hardest of schedules. They survive Colorado, they survive Arizona, survive Utah, They pull out late against at Iowa State, that was a good win. Iowa State's a decent team. They have not actually been that great recently, but I would think they're still a talented team. Matt Campbell is still a good coach. On the matchup predictor, Texas Tech is a 60.9% chance to win. They're a 60.9% favorite. And I think 10.5. What did it open at? It was at 10.5. It went up to 11. Now it's back at 10. I think that's too much. I could see Texas Tech winning this game and then BYU winning in a rematch. Or I think these teams are going to face twice. I don't think the same team wins both times. So, how I think this game's going to go. If this was a night game, I think it would be more comfortable picking Texas Tech. But yeah, I'm probably still going to go with Texas Tech. Something like a 27 to 20 type game. 27, maybe even 27-14, 27-17, 24-7. You know what I mean? Like kind of like in those like mid to low 20s. So I guess, that would actually probably meet the total. I don't know. 51.5 is kind of like an eh. I mean, this game could go higher. BYU has had a decent offense, but man, Texas Tech defense is really good. They have not allowed over, let's see what I think it's over 20, right? They have not allowed more than 22 or 26 points, and that was in their loss. Aside from that, they have not allowed 20. So their defense actually has been pretty good. Big 12 offenses that's like an offensive league. Big 12 is not really known for their defense. Name one. This is like the only one. This Texas Tech team is like the only Big 12 team that have like a good defense. So since Texas Tech is at home, I'm going to go with Texas Tech. This is probably the best team in the Big 12. But, Barrick Bach, I just, like, the Utah one, you looked really good in that game. But, I don't know. Texas Tech also played Utah with their backup on the road and won by, like, a lot. They won by, like, 20-something, 24. So, yeah, I am going to go with Texas Tech for this. I will take BYU to cover, though. Our next game is Texas A&M heading on the road at Missouri. This is also a 3:30 game. Again, none of these games are at night, which is like, it makes no sense. Because I want to watch Indiana Penn State, because obviously Ohio State just played them, so I want to see how they match up. It's on the road for Indiana. I always like watching the Big Ten. Penn State's still a talented team. But I'm going to have to be pairing that with Texas Tech BYU, but I can't watch them in together because they're going to be on different networks. Same thing with Oregon, Iowa, and Texas A&M, Missouri. It's just like, God, this is such a disaster. But, yeah, A&M is around a little under a touchdown favorite at 6.5. The matchup predictor, since it is a home game for Missouri, the spread, not the like predictor, the power rating is much closer. Brett Pabula is obviously, he's out for the season, I'm pretty sure. Let me just make sure. I don't want to get burned again. Yeah, he, at least for the regular season, even for a bowl, maybe he comes back for a bowl game, but he's probably out for the season. Marcel Reed, this A&M team has been super hot. Marcel Reed is up in Heisman contention. There is a case for A&M to be at 2. I'm joking. I'm joking. A&M, like people that are saying A&M should be 1. Come on, they almost lost to Auburn, Mississippi State, Florida, and Arkansas. Like that Auburn game, you could have lost. Mississippi, look, they pulled away, but that was a close game. Florida game was a close game. You allowed 42 points to Arkansas. You beat Notre Dame. Notre Dame only, they like beat them 56-13. And that was also on the road. Like you allowed 40. Cassius Howell is fun. That guy is great. He has 9.5 sacks. But man, their defense is not that good. And I was saying this when they were playing their non-conference. I'm like, they're playing like UTSA and Utah State, and they're allowing 22 and 24 points. I'm like, everyone's going to score 50 on these guys. And that's what Arkansas did. So I would probably, the over under is at 40.5. I would probably take the over. Zoller's the backup for Missouri. I mean, yes, he's young. Man, he was a highly recruited guy. He's a talented quarterback. This being a home game for Missouri. Missouri plays well at home. Both of their losses, at Vanderbilt was on the road, and you played Alabama at home, and you almost won. So, I mean, it's Alabama. So I would say I think A&M would cover. I would just take the over for this game. Ahmad Hardy, it is like Missouri, like Ahmad Hardy was in the Heisman, like, contention. Like, well, they always say that they like Ahmad Hardy was never ever actually gonna be in New York. But everybody will talk about him. Like, I mean, he was in the talks, and CBS will have their graphics where he's number 3 in Heisman rating over Julian Sand and Jeremiah Smith. I'm like, shut up. You guys are idiots. You guys are actually idiots. But Ahmad Hardy is one of the better running backs. Maybe one of the you could make a case he's the best running back in the SEC. I'm trying to think of, maybe not. Who else is in the SEC that is a good running back? Bama, no. Durham, no. Georgia, no. Oklahoma, I didn't do anything. Yeah, I would say Missouri has one of the best running backs in the SEC. And the past couple weeks, they've really kind of gotten away from it, which is that's what's been so surprising with Missouri. It's like you've kind of gotten away from what made you. Like, let me bring up that Vanderbilt game. I want to see how many rushing yards. He had 20 carries for 97 yards. I mean, you had almost 100 yards, but none of it was explosive. So maybe he's injured. A lot of it's like you see like a running back where he has 20 carries for 97 yards, which is, what is that? Well, I mean, that's actually not bad. What is that? 5 yards a carry? So not bad, but I would have probably given him more. I mean, you only scored 10 points, which means you weren't giving him the ball in the red zone when it mattered. There was a lot of quarterback draws in that game against Vanderbilt for that Missouri game. I mean, that's why Pagula got hurt. But yeah, I would lean on the run game. This team has not been able to stop it. A&M, they've had a decent running game. Marcel Reed on the ground has been very productive. But on defense, play soft, spy. Craver and Concepcion will carve that defense up. I don't think Missouri has I think they have a good defense. I don't know if they have a great defense. They're not allowing like 30, but they're allowing like high 20s every single time. And they're not really being super efficient on offense. So that's why I'm going to go with A&M. I'll pick A&M like 28-17. I think A&M covers. Would that even be the over? Kinda. Maybe like 34-17, 34-20. Yeah, I would probably take the over. So yeah, I'm gonna pick A&M to win and cover in that game. Our next game, and this is the one I'm excited for, and I wish this was a night game because this would be the perfect night game. And that's Oregon going on the road to Kinnick to play Iowa in Kinnick, the place where dreams go to die. Oregon is a 6.5 point favorite. They actually opened up at 5.5. It's gone up, which has been very surprising. The big thing that everyone keeps talking about this game is like weather. And I'm going to be honest, I think that's a little bit of an overstatement. I've looked at websites and everyone's talking about like the weather. It's going to be hailing and it's raining and 25 mile an hour winds and the soft hand Oregon Ducks and the West Coast offense, they're not going to be able to handle Iowa. And I'm like, well, have you actually watched Oregon? Oregon without Evan Stewart has actually they've been explosive sometimes. They've actually been a very productive running team that's been very physical in between the tackles. So I actually don't know how much that's going to affect Oregon. I think it could slow them. I think it could slow DeCorian Moore down and that receiving threat. And I know Oregon's like to. They haven't really run Dante Moore. They've like to been a very like maybe we're going to kind of dump down, and then we'll pop you over the top every now. Kind of like of what Ohio State was this year and last year, where it's like we're gonna pop some here, and then pop one over the top every now and then. That's kind of what Ohio State was last year in the regular season, which is why I think this Oregon team is very similar to I think that Ohio State team. Maybe not as talented, but the way they're playing really reminds me of Ohio State last year. The matchup predictor does have Oregon at 70.3%, so very heavy favorites. But I did pick Oregon to win this game earlier in the week. But even though I don't think the weather is going to be as bad as people are saying it is, I feel like November is going to have a lot of chaos this month. And the biggest thing that I've been trying to do more is pulling the trigger when it comes to upsets. I feel like I don't pick a lot of upsets, and when I do, I always predict the wrong upset. The last upset that I predicted was USF versus North Texas, and that was when USF was ranked. Like, they were like 18th. I'm like, that was a pretty easy upset. So it's been a while since we've predicted, like, which has been so annoying. Oh my God, the past month predicting has been so bad. But we had a good week last week, went 7-3. But I think this is the one where I can predict Iowa, get it right. Mark Gronowski has not been any. I mean, he has 4 passing touchdowns to 4 interceptions. Let me see how many rushing touchdowns he has, because there's no way he's 4 for 4. He's like a Wendy's meal. Rushing here. He has 11 rushing touchdowns, so he's like, 15-4? So he's been okay, but I think in Iowa, not like monsoon type weather, but not great weather. Oregon everyone talks about because Oregon's not a Big Ten team. Actual Big Ten teams traveling on the road to the West Coast are losing a lot. No one's talking about those teams coming here. USC lost to Illinois. Who else? Washington lost to Michigan. UCLA is not great, but they're traveling here. They're not looking good. So I think Oregon traveling here. The last time they traveled to a game like this was last year versus Wisconsin, and that was a very tight game. So I think Oregon traveling on the road. I'm going to pick Iowa with the upset to beat Oregon. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Iowa to win. I think Iowa wins. This game reminds me of Penn State, Iowa 2021, where it was like number 3 versus number 4. Iowa wins. They're number 2 in the country. Then they lose. They get blown out by Purdue at home the next week. Not a good Purdue team either. They were okay. They were ranked for a couple weeks. But, yeah, I'm going to go with Iowa. The next game, and this is going to be the 7:30 game, the game that everyone thought was going to be good, and it's probably not going to be good at all. And that is LSU heading on the road to Tuscaloosa to face Alabama. Luckily, this is not where game day is going. Thank God they're going to Lubbock. Bama is a 10.5 point favorite. The spread's kind of bobbled from 9 and 10 a couple times. It currently is at 10. The matchup predictor, it is Bama by 81%, 80.8 to be exact. Over under 49.5. So they're kind of predicting this to be like a 38 to 18, maybe 28 to 18, maybe. So kind of a lower scoring game. I just don't think LSU is going to show up for this game. I don't think they are. I think Bama destroys LSU at home. Bama is almost like on this, like, look, they blew out LSU last year on the road, but I feel like ever since that Florida State loss and the Tennessee loss, like Bama this year against SC, they just want revenge. They have been very frustrated with how their seasons have gone in the regular season the past couple years. But yeah, I'm going to go with Alabama. I don't even know if Nussmeier will play this game. I would assume he would, but he might get benched halfway through anyways. Durham, like I get he's playing, he's hurt. Brian Kelly's gone. Joe Sloan, the offensive coordinator, is gone. Your president's gone. Your athletic director is gone. And now your governor is talking crap about your program, trying to puppet his way through it. So it's just like, no, this LSU is a train wreck. Still do not have any updates on who's going to get the LSU job, but I am going to go with the Tide. The next game, actually, I got to get this video out quickly because Memphis plays Tulane in like, I just want to make sure, when do they even play? Because if I need to get this video out before they actually start playing. They play at 9. Okay, we got time. Yeah, they played tonight at 9, so it was like 3 hours. So yeah, Memphis is a 3.5 point favorite at home. They're actually not ranked. Are they ranked? I don't think they were ranked. But I have them ranked in my thing. No, they are not ranked. So yeah, they were 22 in the AP poll, and they actually dropped completely out. Which is another thing. We are talking about putting unranked teams, unranked small schools that don't have actual NIL funding in the playoff. You know, like the playoff where we put the best teams in. We're putting I don't even want to get started. I like the group of 5. Them being in the playoff, it makes me not want to like it makes me like resent the group of 5 that they are being forced. They're not being forced. I mean, but like, I hate it. I hate that they're in the playoff. They are a disaster. They're going to always be a disaster. Even last year when they had the best team, they had the Boise State, who's been the best historical group of 5 team with the Heisman runner-up, a decent quarterback in Maddox Madsen, a good coach, and they got boat raced. Like, they got boat raced by Penn State. Boat raced, had literally no business being in the playoff. I get there. I guess they had a close game against Oregon early in the season. Whatever. I don't care. They barely beat like Wyoming at home. Get them out. Get them out of the playoff. And so Memphis, now being unranked, is 3.5 point favorites at home versus Tulane. Obviously, Tulane just came off of an embarrassing loss versus, I think it was UTSA, right? Yes, they lost 48-26 versus UTSA on the road. Memphis coming off of a big win over, I guess, a big win over USF. They blew out Rice last week. And then, remember, 2 weeks ago, they had the shocking loss to UAB after they fired Trent Dilfer. UAB is a terrible program. They're god-awful. Is UAB even, are they FBS or are they FCS? No, okay, they're FBS. I think I was thinking of Florida A&M. They're FCS. Yeah, UAB is an FBS team. What's this dude's name? Is it Brian Lewis? Brendan Lewis, Memphis' quarterback. He's been okay. Jake Retzloff has been kind of disappointing. He does have 9 rushing touchdowns. He is their leading rusher. But I'm going to be honest. I picked Tulane to make the playoff in my bracket 2 weeks ago. They lose. Everyone's down and out. Memphis is getting hyped up. I think Tulane wins this game. I think Tulane goes on the road. I think Tulane beats Memphis. And I think that shakes up the group of 5 race even more. So I'm going to go with Memphis. Big noon's game is Penn State on the road at Indiana. Look, the spread is closer than the Ohio State game, but it's because they're at home and Indiana's not as good as Ohio State. Indiana is a 14.5 point favorite. It was at 13, went up to 15 and 16. Now it's down to 14. Indiana. Indiana. That's who I'm going to pick to win this game. Who's going to cover? Indiana. Who's going to have more passing yards? Indiana. Who's going to have more rushing yards? Indiana. Who's going to have more sacks? Indiana. Who's a better team? Indiana. Yeah, I'm going to go with Indiana. They're going to, maybe, I don't think they're going to beat I don't think they're going to beat Penn State to the level that Ohio State beat Penn State, especially because it's on the road. I am going to go with Indiana. I think they win kind of an ugly game, like 27-14, 27-7, win by 20. So yeah, I'm going to go with Indiana to be 10-0 for the second year in a row after never going 10-0 before. That is crazy. Navy at Notre Dame. Notre Dame's like a 26.5-point favorite. Notre Dame's going to win that game. I think CJ Carr could be I think he could have a big game, especially versus a defense like Navy, where I think you can really take advantage of it. The only other thing is, well, Navy, I think, are they undefeated or do they have one loss? They do have one loss. They lost to North Texas last week. Yeah. So, I mean, Navy, maybe you could project him to make the playoff. Blake Horvath has been a good quarterback. People thought Navy was going to beat Notre Dame last year. They're not. No, I'm going to go with Notre Dame to beat Navy. I don't think it's going to even be close. I'm going to say 34-14, 41-14 is going to be my prediction for this game. Wake Forest heading on the road to play Virginia, who's number 14 in the country. They are currently the highest ranked ACC team, one spot over Louisville. I mean, they beat Louisville in overtime. Virginia is a 6.5-point favorite. I really wanted to pick Wake Forest in this game. But I just think Robbie Ashford, I mean, he's 3 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. Terrible stats. Virginia has been playing with death all year. They're currently 5-0 in the ACC. But I just think they're at home. It's a night game. It's not going to be sleepy. So I'm going to pick Virginia to win this one. I think they'll win, 24-16. Maybe actually, I mean, as Wake Forest is actually, even though their quarterback's terrible, they've actually put up a lot of points on teams. So I could see this one being like let's be fun for ACC nighttime chaos. I know it's not a Friday game. I'm going to say Virginia 38, Wake Forest 35, in one of the best games of the week. So I'm going to go with Virginia. The next one is Georgia heading on the road to Mississippi State. This is also a noon game, so just a lot of noon slop shoved together. I mean, there's some good games, but I mean, this is the most disorganized college football slate. Well, no one's gonna be able to watch any of it anyways, because no one. I mean, unless I guess let me know down in the comments. Is the strat just to buy Sling TV? Because I'm on Twitter a lot for my football news, and I just saw a post by, I think, was it On3? Yeah, On3's Twitter. They post good. They let me know my news, and they said that YouTube TV and Disney are nowhere near. They're not even close to a deal. And I'm like, you guys are idiots. All of you guys suck. This is why we hate suits in college football. Nobody likes the people in suits, especially me. So, I mean, I'm not even going to be able to, I'm not going to watch, I'm not even going to put in the effort of trying to pirate, I don't even care. No one's going to be watching this game anyways. But yeah, Georgia's a 9.5-point favorite. I will say, the thing that can make this game interesting is Blake Shapen's actually have better statistics, much better statistics, and then Gunnar Stockton in the air. And I think J.D. Piquel made a good point, and he was saying, since Georgia loves to play from behind and not show up for the first half of the game every week, on the road, I mean, a sleepy noon environment, like if Georgia's down by 14 or 10 in the second half, with the way that Jeff Lebby is playing this offense, this is a good offense, Mississippi State. I don't even know if Georgia can come back. So I'm hoping Georgia. I mean, I don't feel smart picking Mississippi State, so I'm going to pick Georgia. But I'm gonna say Georgia survives. I think Mississippi State covers. I think because this game was close last year. I'm gonna say Georgia 23, Mississippi State 21, or 23-20, 23-22, like a very close, maybe an overtime game I could see. So yeah, the last game we're gonna cover is TCU hosting Iowa State. TCU is currently a 6.5-point favorite. I have to go to the unranked. None of these teams are even ranked. This could be a fun game. When is this game on? This game is 3:30. Auburn, Vanderbilt's 4. Miami's at 3. Yeah, bro. There's like nothing on late. What is going on? TCU's actually a 7.5 point favorite now. I mean, I would want to pick Iowa State. I've been picking Iowa State. I mean, they were like, what, 5-0? Now they've lost, what? They lost 4 straight? Yeah. Lost to Cincinnati, Colorado, BYU, Arizona. No, they're not going to win. So, yeah, I'm going to pick TCU to win this game. The over-under is high, 57. I'm actually going to predict the under, but I'm going to pick TCU to, well, actually, I could see Iowa State covering by the hook. But I think TCU won by a touchdown, so Iowa's going to cover. I'm going to take the under. So that's all of our games. To recap, I'm going to pick TCU over Iowa State, Georgia over Mississippi State, Virginia over Wake Forest, Notre Dame over Navy, Indiana over Penn State, Tulane over Memphis, Bama over LSU, Iowa over Oregon, so Oregon will pick up their second loss, which means they're not a lock for the playoff. Texas A&M over Missouri, and Texas Tech over BYU. So that is all I have for you guys tonight. Make sure to lock in on Sunday for After the Whistle, either Sunday or Monday when that video drops. I also do a reaction video right after the Ohio State-Purdue game. So that will definitely be coming out on Sunday. For After the Whistle, that might come out on Monday. I just don't know yet. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Remember, always hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications so you get a notification every single time I release a new video. Leave a comment down below if you disagree or you want to debate me at all, or if you just have any ideas. I love commenting with you guys. That's why I do this, so I be able to interact with the college football community. Love you guys. But remember, hit the like button so I know you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you then. Thank you.